Hey guys, we are continuing our journey to the 15 top topics that I have discovered to be most in demand, sorted by frequency based on LinkedIn job descriptions. We've been focusing, last few we focused on Terraform. Today we're going to focus on Kubernetes. Even though Kubernetes shows up at number 11, I do think in real life it might be understated here. I do think Kubernetes is one of the hot topics in DevOps these days, so it really should be ranked higher. But I also don't want to give you only my intuition. I also want to give you the data to back it up. So let's move this into slideshow so you can see better. So today's number is 125. The question today in Kubernetes is, what is Kubernetes namespace and why would you use it? This is actually a pretty trivial question. If you know anything about Kubernetes, you probably know about this already. But it is possible that this shows up as a security type question in a DevOps SRE interview. So in Kubernetes, so before I go into the answer though, I just want to remind you that my career advisor, Floyd Spencer, is offering free 1-hour sessions with anybody who wants to have it with him. Please take advantage of that. He is a fantastic career advisor. I have benefited from him, from his services for years. Okay, moving on to the answer then. So Kubernetes namespace is basically a way to make certain things completely different. Well, all things completely different, meaning I can have a secret called A in namespace 1, and then another secret also called A in um, namespace B, namespace 2. So you can have, they're completely separate, even though they're living in the same cluster. They're completely separate in terms of security, in terms of naming, in terms of resourcing, quotas, all of that is completely different. It's really useful when you only have one cluster, one underlying Kubernetes cluster, but you want to have dev or staging or production separated out, so you don't run the risk of making changes in the wrong place. So you can have namespaces literally called dev and staging and prod, and you can have copies of your infrastructure in 3 different spaces. It helps you in multiple ways. It keeps things secure. You can have resource allocations that are separate. You can have deployments that go in phases. So you basically have copies of your infrastructure in different ways that are isolated. You can think of these as rooms in the house, if you will, this house being the cluster and the rooms being namespaces, except that there are no doors and windows. They're completely isolated out. It helps in real life. It helps a lot in terms of security and isolating different groups and whatnot. So I hope you found this useful. If you did, please subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.